Oh my God, him. I'm like, and then I listened to him, and I was like, what? Because I'm like, my son is conscious, like he's been raised, you know what I mean? So I'm like, what did I do wrong? Like as a parent, like, I'm like, why are you listening to this? And he was like, I just really like what he's saying. And I'm like, because I have given him access and exposed him to conscious rap, but I don't know how he got on. So I'm just like, my husband and I like trying to like figure it out, but thankfully he hadn't been listening to it recently because I just like been like staying on him like let's listen to something else. But no, like literally how our appetites, are manipulated and how we have to consciously, that's why I said it, like we have to change our appetite the same way we change our eating habits. Like there are people now like you don't eat beef, you don't eat red meat because you learn better, right? So the same thing with the type of media and especially the music. The music is very powerful. That's why these people have invested in our art, right? Certain people investing in our art and putting out certain things to keep us disorganized. I think we have to understand that it's a tool of control to keep us from being united and to keep us from being successful and powerful.
Okay, Julian, do you want to?
I was going to add on to the music comments for sure. And I agree with you, in terms of the research that's been done on music and the effect. And even deeper than that, music for our people has always had a spiritual effect, right?
Yes, it has.
Prior to our experience here, everything was spiritual, music was spiritual, and it touched us in a certain way. And I'm of the belief that our oppressors often know more about us than we know about ourselves. They've been able to tap into that effect and say, okay, let's give them these certain beats because they're the best in the world at it. Let's have them produce these things and let's put this message on top of it instead of that message. Let's shift from Public Enemy to NWA, you know what I mean? And let's incentivize that. And so I think it does take us reclaiming the values, and then more broadly to your question, in terms of owning, what does it take to have more ownership of black media? I think it does come from us owning our reality, owning our values, owning our culture, because there are black media companies out there that are big that we all know and we could all name, but they're incentivized to work in the interest of American political system, of the American capitalist system, and put out things that have us serving that system instead of a system that we can create and work in the interest of. And then finally, I don't think that, so yeah, I do agree with this idea of a hub and us all coming together collectively. Yeah. And one way that I think that could be effective is when it comes to values, for sure, having a shared understanding of what the values are that we're trying to put out into the world. Because even if we aren't necessarily housed under the same name of this is the B1 Media Group, at least we have values that we're putting out and we're on the same code in the way that those who are against us are on the same code.